Rogue One is right around the corner. Despite this, many people still have many questions about the anthology film, such as, when is it set? Where does it take place? Why are we being told this story? Who are the characters? What does Rogue One mean? What is the plot? Where's Finn? But ask no more, my friends, as this video will prepare you for Rogue One, so you won't feel lost as the opening crawl hits the screen. And don't worry about spoilers, everything we'll discuss today will either be information from the trailers and cast, or speculation. So without any further ado, here is a beginner's guide to Rogue One, a Star Wars story. First of all, Rogue One takes place between the events of Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, and Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, during the Age of the Empire. Its plot basically centres around the opening crawl of Episode 4. That's right, it focuses on a band of unlikely heroes whose mission it is to steal the plans to the Death Star, the Empire's ultimate weapon. Of course they succeed, as the Rebel Alliance later use the plans to locate a weakness in the Death Star, resulting in its destruction. The heroes in question are Chirrut Imwe, a blind and spiritual warrior monk born on the moon of Jeddah, Baze Malbus, the friend and protector of Chirrut who acts as a freelance assassin with a love for explosives, Cassian Andor, a veteran spy captain and intelligence officer in the Alliance to Restore the Republic, who is known for his reserved personality, Bodai Rook, a former Imperial pilot whose incredible skills were later put to use for the rebellion despite his highly anxious nature, and the criminal turned sergeant, Jyn Erso. Jyn happens to be the main character, and her story begins during the Clone Wars. She was born into captivity in 21 BBY as the daughter of Lyra and scientist Galen Erso. However, when Jyn was 6 months old, she and her family were rescued by Orson Krennic, an old friend of her father's. Jyn was later separated from her family at the age of 15, which led her down a dark path of crime and rebellious antics. Such incidents on her record included forgery of imperial documents, possession of stolen property, aggravated assault, and resisting arrest. This eventually led her to detainment at the hands of the Rebel Alliance. But her story doesn't end there. It turns out that Jyn's father was forced to serve the Empire, using his knowledge to build the Death Star's world-destroying super laser, though this doesn't stop him from helping the Alliance, as he alerts them to an imminent major Imperial weapons test. So rather than punish the reckless criminal, they recruit Jyn for a suicide mission as a sergeant. As a result, she leads the aforementioned heroes in a quest to steal the Death Star plans before the battle station can wipe out an entire world. Unfortunately, Imperial Lieutenant Commander Orson Krennic, who also serves as the director of the Death Star project, and his squad of Death Troopers will try their damnedest to foil the Rebel Alliance's plot. Rogue One is filled with exciting new characters, but there are some recurring ones also. Firstly, Mon Mothma, the leader of the Alliance to Restore the Republic, you know, the character who featured in Return of the Jedi and the Clone Wars cartoon series, is set to guide Jyn and her colleagues through their mission. Fun fact, despite having her scene cut from Revenge of the Sith, the character is once more portrayed by Genevieve O'Reilly. Another recurring character is Saw Gerrera, who, like Mon Mothma, also appeared in the Clone Wars series. As the former leader of the Onderon rebels, which led to the liberation of their homeworld from the Separatists, Gerrera is no stranger to war, uprisings, and leadership. Consequently, he formed the resistance group known as the Partisans to fight against the Imperial military, using their hidden base on Jeddah to do so. Saw is known for using extreme and brutal tactics. Despite this, behind his battered and calloused exterior, he's still as charismatic and as caring as ever. Furthermore, Gerrera's ailing health is not enough to wither his resolve to fight. And finally, the most iconic villain of all time, Darth Vader, is set to make a return. Granted, he will most likely play a minor role, but expect his involvement from time to time, keeping Krennic in check as the rebels edge closer to completing their goal. To summarise, let's answer some quick fire questions. Where does Rogue One take place? Rogue One looks to take place in 4 locations, those being space, the Death Star, Scarif, a heavily defended and beautiful tropical paradise that serves as the primary construction facility for the Empire and their ultimate weapon, which the rebels attack at some point, and Jeddah. Jeddah is particularly important due to both its history and naturally occurring resources. But aside from its past as one of the first civilizations to explore the nature of the Force, the moon possesses a vast amount of kyber crystals. Such resources are used as a primary component of lightsaber construction, as well as to power the Death Star's super laser, hence the Empire's presence in Jeddah. Why is the anthology film named Rogue One? Well, according to director Gareth Edwards, there are multiple reasons why the movie is called Rogue One. I'd been thinking about it. What does it mean? Rogue One is a military call sign to some extent, but this is the first film that's gone off-piste, and it's not part of the saga or the Anakin story, so it's the Rogue One, you know? It's kind of describing Jyn Erso as well in a similar way. Is Rogue One a prequel? Technically it is, but it's primarily an anthology film. This is the first of many spin-off Star Wars movies that will fill the void between the new trilogy, so episodes 7, 8 and 9. Will we see Luke, Han or Leia? Most likely not. While I do believe the movie will end at the beginning of A New Hope, I can't see any of those classic characters popping up in Rogue One. So there we have it. You should now know enough information to understand the plot of Rogue One, when it takes place, who the characters are and what might happen, while still unaware of any crucial plot twists. I for one can't wait for this film, but do you feel the same? Let me know in the comments below, as well as what you're looking forward to the most from the first of many spin-off Star Wars movies. Thanks for watching, and for more Rogue One related content, keep a look here to the Kankazans. Located in the galaxy's inner rim, in a system of the same name, Jeddah was a small desert moon with an extremely cold climate due to a permanent winter. Jeddah's significance lies in both its history and naturally occurring resources. Firstly, the ancient world was host to one of the first civilizations to explore the nature of the Force, and was considered to be a spiritual home of the Jedi. As a result, some scholars rebuffed claims that the first Jedi Temple was built on either Ossus, Coruscant, Typhon or Ahch-To in favour of Jeddah,